Sup, folks? Welcome back on this rainy day. Yeah, so I still have my car. I still didn't sell it. I went out for a little drive, and I wanted to make a little recap of what I've spent on this car since, well, not the full 3 years if I own it. Let's go. So I'll be going with the items and the kilometers that I had on the odometer at the moment I did it. The prices are kind of not relevant because I have a guy who's supplying me with all the things that I need at almost half the price of what they cost on the market, just because, well, good connections matter, right? So let's see. So I bought the car when it had on the clock. So let's be clear about this, that it was only on the clock, and I'll later explain why this matters. It had on the clock 143,000 kilometers. When I bought it, I did, of course, right away change of oil, change of filters. I had to change the thermostat because it was dead, and I did an airflow mass sensor because my one was dead, but this one was from a scrapyard, so it was pretty cheap. All this, all this cost me around 200 and so 220 euros around. Yeah, and well, I think it's kind of important to tell you the price, so I changed my mind. So I'll be telling you what I spent in it. Yeah, okay. One more thing I did change at the very beginning was the water pump, just because my service guy told me that it's worth changing altogether with the thermostat. Yeah, so that was it for the first service. The next thing I purchased on this, well, the tires were shot on this thing, so I went for brand new Uniroyal 16-inch tires. They're very good, and four of them did cost me around 250 euros. I did an exchange. I had a previous car with 15-inch wheels and tires, and I traded them in. So actually, it cost me a lot less, but altogether it was around 250. Yes, so and I went on for the next 6,000 kilometers without any issues, but yeah, well, a pretty bad squeak developed in the front of my car, and I think I mentioned this on one of my previous videos. So I went ahead and I changed the upper swing arms in the front, which were lamp feeders, kind of the good ones. Also, I made a change of the brake rotors and the brake pads. All this cost me, again, a little more than 200 euros, but if you remember, these are the things that you would normally buy for more, so they would be going for, I guess, all this 350 400 euros altogether. Um, this happened, yes, at 151,000 kilometers. At the same time, I did a change of oil and filters, of course. Uh, so at just a little bit after this, just a few hundred kilometers. I don't even have a record for it, but was it was basically just in a few days. My battery died, so I had to spend on it. I just picked up a cheap one from supermarket. It was like 50 euros. Um, so, but that's something you would normally do on any other car. Next thing I had to change was the rear. What's called? It's part of the suspension. It's a small piece. Mm, it connects the sway bar to the suspension. I don't really know what's the name of it. And some bushings, and the work itself, it was another 100 euros at 54,000 kilometers. Yeah, so later on I realized I need to change the lower control arms in the front as well, so I purchased them. It was again almost 200 euros. um, I didn't do them right away, so this is just the price. uh, but at 156,000 I did the change together with the rear brake caliper, because it wasn't good. So, and the work to change this the lower swing arms and the caliper, it was like 120 euros. Okay. At 160,000 I had to do the MOT, and I did, of course, oil change, filters, and the work altogether took me again almost 200 euros. In just 1,000 kilometers and 161,000 kilometers, I had to change my clutch set because the throwout bearing died on me and I barely made it to the shop. So only the clutch and the bearing cost me 200 euros, which would normally cost you more. At the same time, I changed the airflow mass sensor again, but this time I bought a new one because the old one, which was from the scrapyard, if you remember, it was failing. So this have cost me another 60 euros. With the same service, I changed the bearing in the rear left wheel. I had to change the coolant fluid reservoir because it was cracking. It was just so old that it was cracking, and the work to change the clutch and the stuff altogether. Well, this one was quite expensive. It was almost 300 euros. And then I did one more service, just a regular one. It was oil filters. This was another 100 euros. So altogether, I'm in this thing quite well. So last time when I posted that I want to sell this car because it just keeps annoying me. I didn't really go into detail how much I spent on this car, but now you can actually see that it takes a lot of money to maintain this car, and there's much to do. Like, it's rusting a little bit. It's not too bad, but you have to spend money to fix it, because if no, then your car just rust to pieces. Then the suspension still needs work, and then there is a rubber thingy that is torn apart in the front suspension, need to change that. And I have airbag issue. The ECU for the airbag seems to be dead, but needs to be diagnosed properly, and so on and so on. So I enjoyed to drive this car because it sounds great. I like how it feels inside, but I'm starting to lose it, guys. Yep, so that would be it for this video. Thanks again for being here, and hopefully see you soon, maybe with some other news and updates. I don't know. I'm thinking of an Alfa 159. We'll see. Thank you and bye.